Hello everyone, this is D-Vang. Welcome to episode 70 of the Outlaw Joseph Scott's entitled Rambling and Gambling. Last session, Joseph was in the swamps of Jargono trying to escape a war between two different Serpentmen tribes, and he managed to escape, get through the territory. So now, this episode is town, using, again, the new town, expanded frontier town stuff. So, hey, let's get right to it. Alright, here we are. Getting ready for town. So we did, sort of the cleanup. Because we got the new town stuff. So Joseph had gotten a little bit of corruption at the end of the last mission, but he had an item which he used to remove that corruption. So we now need to go to decide. We have to do traveling and decide what town we're going to go to. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go to a medium town this time. I don't need to do the extra travel hazards. Let's just go to a medium town and see what we get there and go with that. So with medium town, we automatically have a travel hazard. So no chance of doing something else. So now we have to roll on the expanded travel hazard chart. Let's say red is the first digit. So we have a 34. 34 on the new travel hazard chart is a burning farmstead. Pillars of black smoke rise in the distance, and as you approach, you discover a farmstead in ruins and ablaze. Screams call out from the fiery inferno. Each hero can decide to turn away or brave the burning building to look for survivors. If you enter the building, make a strength 5+ test to move through the flaming debris. If failed, you are singed by the fire. And then, if you pass, get 25 experience, and then roll a d6. On a 1, you take an injury. 2 through 5 gain some experience. 6. Hero of the day gains some experience as well as 1 health and 1 sanity. I don't think it's worth it. Joseph's a little bit of a coward that way, especially since he only has a strength of 2. So he will ignore the burning farmstead and continue on to town. So we have a medium town here. Boom. And then we need to figure out what type of town it is, if it is a specialty town. So 2d6, add them together, is a 4. So it is a plague town. Alright, so the plague town. Alright, so we have, when a town is hit by a cursed plague, it is more than just its people that fall ill. The wood begins to rot, metal begins to rust, and stone to crumble as a supernatural death lingers in the air. Special rules. Plague Town always includes a doctor's office and a church location. Unwanted attention markers are ignored, so you don't have to worry about unwanted attention. In the plague, anytime the hero rolls a 7 on a location, the hero has a brush with the plague. Okay, so we need to worry about that. So we definitely have the church, it said, and a doctor's office. At least the doctor's office is a good thing, and it does not have anything. Okay, so we've got a doctor's office and a church. So we need a total of 4 more locations here. Hopefully one of these is a blacksmith. We have a smuggler's den. We have a gambling hall. We have the blacksmith. And we have a mutant quarter. Guess that makes sense, since The town has been hit by plagues. And what's on the back here for, so we got the daily events and extra options. Tend to the sick, so the hero can give up their day in town to give aid to the victims of the plague. Make a cunning test to gain a bunch of experience. If you roll at least 1 6, you can also draw a gear card, which is passed on to you from a dying victim. But for every 1 rolled, you take a d6 wounds ignoring defense. Interesting. And then at the doctor's office, you can get some experimental medical supplies. A Darkstone salve, which heals an injury or mutation. On a d6 roll of 3+, discard. It is a Darkstone item, though. So, I mean, because you can carry it. It's an item you can take with you. Which might be useful for Joseph. But it is a Darkstone icon. And then Plague Leeches. D6, discard to remove D6 corruption points. If a 1 or 2 is rolled, take D6 wounds, ignoring defense as well. And that doesn't cost anything. But, you know, anything to get rid of corruption points. You know what? That is $200. So that's interesting. All right. Well, there's no frontier outpost for him to rob. He can certainly go gambling at the gambling hall. He can definitely want to go to the doctor's office simply to get the void poison injection, anti-venom, and blacksmith, and then of course the smuggler's den, which has some good items too. And in fact, I might even want to do the smuggler's den instead of the blacksmith. So the smuggler's den is the outlaw location, the location for outlaws. Which lets him look for black market goods, and he can pick up the illegal. And then up here there's some illegal ammo, which is inferno shots, blood rounds, and hell bullets. Tequila, smuggler's holdout pistol, which he doesn't really need, although he could because it is a free attack. And Joseph doesn't have anything that gives a free attack. It is a weight, though. And Joseph only has 1 weight that he can carry. But it is a range 3 shots, criticals on 5 or 6. Once per fight, free attack. Which might not be bad either. Buying a round of shots to let him recover a grit. But he takes some wounds. And he can't take the down a dark road. And then as an outlaw... Now, as an outlaw, actually, he can join a bank heist, rustle some cattle, shady contacts, and what else we got? He can buy other outlaw pistols, a sawed-off shotgun, bandana, shaped charge explosives, a black gun belt, once per adventure gain +2 shots with a gun, and then a gunman's poncho, +1 initiative in the first turn of a fight, and he can ignore weather effects. Ooh. And that actually might be worthwhile. Now, of course, the challenge of that is, again, he will run out of slots to hold things in, or weight, unless he could increase his, carrying capacity somehow. And I don't think there's anything available anywhere that will let him any of these locations. Excuse me. Yeah, there's nothing at the Mutant Quarter, Smuggler's Den, and I don't think there's anything at the Gambling Hall to buy. Cash in, he can sell his Darkstone there. He can try to rob the Gambling Hall cashier. And a Darkstone poker chip. Nope. So there's nothing in the town that he can buy that increases strength or, without giving him a weight, and nothing to help him carry stuff. So let's see. He does the blood rounds. Inferno Shot, Hellbutts. I thought there was something else that gave him some different kinds of bullets. But it doesn't, so that gives him some extra damage. But the Inferno Shot's just critical hits, used only in shotguns. Blood rounds, if you kill an enemy with a critical hit, you get an extra shot with that gun, with a limit of +2, but since Joseph doesn't usually critical. And then the Hellbloods aren't bad. Gun to hit rolls of 1 count as criticals, but also do 1 corruption hit to you. Which could be interesting, except for the fact that you can't get criticals if he's dual wielding, so that might mean he could get double, an extra hit for that, because it's instead of doing critical. So I would guess the Hellbullets could work that way. But I think he's got enough shots. That is the thing. I think Joseph has enough shots with his guns. So I believe I am just simply going to not worry about any of that. So the first thing is I'm going to go to the blacksmith, but oops, we need to put the little day marker on. And the first thing is the daily event card, which is no effect, so nothing happens today. So day 1, Joseph's going to come here to the blacksmith. And let's see what happens at the blacksmith. Which in the box would be good. An 11. A rare find. Draw a mine artifact. He can purchase it for D6 plus 1 Darkstone. Okay, and the artifact is a Hell Pistol. Range 6, 2 shots. On each hit with the Hell Pistol, you can take up to 3 corruption hits to do plus 1 damage each. I don't think he wants it. And I don't think I need to spend any Darkstone. I can see how much it costs, because it might be worth getting it and selling it. So no, but not for 5 Darkstone. It's not worth it. So much for that. We won't worry about that. And then at the blacksmith, what else do we want to do? I don't think there's anything else that Joseph wants to upgrade for Darkstone. And I don't think there's anything else to buy for Darkstone. He's got 1, 2, 3 slots. He does have a slot for each Outlaw pistol. And he has 5 Darkstone right now. Well, I'm looking at the list of things to buy. So on his gun, he's got a grip, a barrel, and a void assembly on each of his guns. So can't do any of those. So now there's like can't do the Rune of Regeneration because it's 2 slots. So he could do a Rune of Fortitude and a Rune of Protection. Or conceivably I'd get some Darkstone horseshoes. And buy a horse. Joseph's been thinking about getting a horse. Does he need anything specific? Actually, so we look at this. I think the Spitfire horse might be good for Joseph. Now he is a showman, because he's an outlaw. And he gets an extra die on all skill tests while traveling. So let's do that. I'm going to obviously expend... Oh, except I can't get the horseshoes because I need the Darkstone bullets. Right? Oh, the Darkstone bullets only cost 1 and 200 bucks, and now he's got the Darkstone bullets. And sure, actually, let's buy the Spitfire horse, and let's go ahead and pick up. Let's pick up the horseshoes. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Don't you? That's Joseph finally gets another horse. And let me mark that down. Actually, no. Let's not use the horse. Well, It has a Darkstone icon on it. Does that count as... Doesn't use a slot, but does that count as, at the end of a session, something that's on his character? I don't think so. I don't think you take characters, you don't take transports down in with you. So let's... I'm going to make the call that you don't. It wouldn't make sense. You're leading your horses down to the mines, so... although the end of mission, I mean, just having them on you gives you corruption. So let's I don't want to, I think I'm good without it. I'll just take the horse. I don't need the horseshoes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sell all this Darkstone to get myself a little bit more money. Well, that was day 1. We need to see if there's a town event. There is not. We'll move that up. And then Joseph needs to see if he is recognized. And he is level 8. So we roll 8 dice. Once. He's recognized once. Okay. Not too many people. Which makes sense. The Plague Town people are too busy with the plague to worry about that. Actually, I guess Joseph, I found another icon. Joseph had 6 Darkstone here. I spent 1. So, day 2. What does Joseph want to do day 2? Definitely want to go, I think, the Smuggler's Den, Gambling Hall, Doc's office. Smuggler's Den lets him do a bank heist. Gambling Hall lets him sell stuff, sell his Darkstone, and you can rob the Gambling Hall cashier, which actually, as I recall, didn't do all that well. Let's go to the doctor's office. Let's get that anti-venom injection, because that's just been very, very useful. I really appreciate that a number of times. So 7. So nothing happens. However, time my hero rolls a 7 on a location chart, hero has a brush with the plague. So now we have to roll a d6. See what happens. You get a 3. Take d6 wounds, ignoring defense. So Joseph's going to take 5 wounds. He's going to go into the next game with 5 wounds. Blah, that sucks. But at the doctor's office, okay, he has no surgery, no corruption to treat, so he'll just pay the $10 for the anti-venom injection. That is all he's going to do there. So we'll come back. Oh, I forgot to draw my daily event. Those new things to keep in mind. All prices in town today are plus $10. So it was $20 for him to go to the doctor's office, which is actually probably a good. Well, I guess I'm not really buying anything else at any other locations. So, but yeah, $20 is still not much. Is there a town event in the box? Would be good. Again, my dice rolling problem of 5, so there is none. Is Joseph recognized? He's recognized once. Again, still not many people bothering with him. All right, it's day 3. So day 3 is either going to be the gambling hall or the smuggler's den. I think the smuggler's... No, let's do the gambling hall first, so I can sell off all this darkstone. The daily event, though, before I do anything else. Strange lights overhead. A bad omen to be sure. Any heroes that chose to stay at the campsite today may only roll a single D8 on the campsite hazard chart instead of 2D6. Okay, well, luckily Joseph's staying in the hotel. He likes his comfort. So day 3, let's go to the gambling hall and see what we get at the gambling hall. Again, I'm not going to bother with the devil's the devil's wheel. That's going to be a bit to set up. At some point, I very well may show that for you all. Let's see what the event is here at the gambling hall. It is a 7. Which is no event, but he has another brush with the plague. And it is a 2, discard 1 item, or D3 side bag tokens as they rot away before your eyes. What can I pick up at the gambling hall? Can I buy anything? Can't buy any drink or anything at the gambling hall. Oh, I can buy whiskey or a fine cigar. I have 1 whiskey. What can I buy at the smuggler's inn? So I need to look at this ahead here. Okay, so I can't buy any side bag tokens at the gambling hall. So I've got the 2 herbs, a tequila, whiskey, or I lose an item. I think I'll lose an item. I think I am going to get rid of the warp crystals. As semi-useful as they could be, I think I'll get rid of that. And then, alright, so that was the gambling hall. That kind of sucked. Boy, this plague town can be rough. The plague list is not a good... particularly good list. I mean, all 4 results on that D6 are fairly bad. All right, gambling hall. Well, there is a little bit of clothing items that I could conceivably buy. Black tie doesn't have any weight. +1 cunning in town. The red sash performer, so Showman, gives him +1 move. And once per adventure, he can cancel a single hit against him. It is very expensive. Joseph, let's see. Joseph can cash in the Darkstone for $50 each. And he has 5. So that's 250. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and rob the call cashier before I do anything else. Actually, no. Let's gamble first, then rob, and then see how much money I make to see if I want to spend all that money. I did spend 800 on the horse. I've got a little bit over left because Joseph hasn't bought anything too significant. And he's picked up some money, but I don't have a lot to get that sash. I think I may want to wait. But let's see how much we get here. As I recall, the poker kind of sucked. Joseph wasn't great at it. You know, I could buy the black tie. Which actually I think I will. I think he'll buy the black tie. That gives him +1 cunning in town only. But that's useful for the gambling. So if we'll start with craps, so it's $100, and it's based on luck, so his luck is 5. 100 for each 5 plus rolled. He rolls 1. He'll spend 1 of his 2 grit. We re-roll all these. See if we can make some money now. Everything else is gravy. All right, so he makes $100. Not great, but he did make a profit, a slight profit. And then, all right, let's go ahead and try poker. So, poker's $50. Then you roll 5 dice to represent your hand of cards. And, ooh, that's pretty good. 3 threes. So 3 of a kind is going to be a cunning 6+ test to win. And then he's got a 2 and a 1. So, okay, sorry about that, folks. I had a issue with my camera and lost some of my filming. So let me backtrack to where we were. We had just started sort of the first round of the gambling here, the poker. Joseph had rolled 3 threes and a 2 and a 1. So what he can do is he can then re-roll any number of dice. He has to choose his extra bid. So with 3 threes, that means it's going to be a cunning 6+ test. So Joseph is going to go ahead and bet a full 250. And then he rolls 2 more dice. Gets to roll the 2. Looking for another 3. I don't. I get another 2 and a 1. All right. So now he has to make a cunning test. Good thing he has that new tie, which gives him an extra cunning for in town. So that's going to be 5 dice. Looking for a single 6. And he gets 1. So that means he will... now I could... Well, I guess I said I could have spent a grit to add to my bet, but I'm not going to. It wasn't that great a hand. So successful gains a D6 times $25. All right, so D6 times 25, so $75 plus double his extra bet, so plus $500. And there you go. So he's gained a bit of money. I still don't think he's going to purchase the red sash. And I think that's all he's going to do here. I don't think I want to... Robbing the gambling hall was a cunning 6+ test. For each 6+ rolled, he's going to get a D6 times 100. For each 1 rolled, he's going to take D6 hits during the shootout. I've only got 1 grit. I think I want to do that to the smuggler's den, robbing the local bank. So I think that's it for that. So day 3, let's see if there's a town event. There is not. So, and then how much is Joseph recognized? He's recognized 3 times, so that's $150. That's okay. He did just make a fair amount of money there, gambling, decent amount. Okay, so day 4, I'm going to go to the smuggler's den. So at the smuggler's den, again, there's nothing that he wants to pick up because there's things that have weight. Although the gunman's poncho, I'm so tempted to ignore weather effects and +1 initiative in the first turn of the fight. But what would I get rid of? Well, I could get rid of the pipe. +1 lore is nice, and recover a grit anytime I make a lore test, but I haven't actually run into the lore tests giving him the grit all that often. Oh, actually, this doesn't have a weight, so never mind. I mean, he could get rid of the helmet. So this is what he's got. So he's got the healing stone, the serpent skull helmet, the tribal armor, which I definitely want to keep. I've got my belt buckle, which I definitely want to keep. I got the bandolier, which I conceivably might be able to get rid of, although having those rerolls are very nice. Got the tomb chest, and that makes 6. The gunman's poncho, though, +1 initiative, first turn of a fight, so he's initiative 5. which means he'll go before any of those enemies that have initiative 4. And there are a fair number of enemies that have initiative 4. Being able to shoot them first is going to be handy, very convenient. And he can ignore weather effects, which is not something to sneeze at either. But before we go and do that, I need to get another daily event card. So what happens this day? We have no effect. So, and oh yeah, I should just point out, because I got that daily event of no effect, and it's basically if you're in a special town. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I was thinking that was unwanted attention. No, unwanted attention's at the locations. I'm actually specialty town. You're supposed to roll in the daily event for the specialty town. I forgot that earlier. I guess I get to do it this time though. Which is a 3. The Sisters of Sorrow. Arriving in their white coaches, the Sisters of Sorrow bring compassion and faith to the Forsaken. Every hero in town may choose one of their injuries and mutations and make a spirit test. 6+ test. If passed, it is healed. Alright, well, Joseph has no injuries or mutations, so that doesn't do anything for him there. So I've got Dark Soul bullets. I don't need the illegal ammo. I don't think I have 1 grit left. I don't think I want to buy anything else. If I really need money, I could take a corruption hit to rustle some cattle. Nope, so let's just join the bank heist. So we're going to make a cunning 5+ test, with his cunning being a 5. Each 5, if successful, gain luck times $50 for each 5+ rolled. And he got 3. Okay. And if failed, he's arrested and set to hang. But he succeeded, and the 1 doesn't do anything. So d6 times 50. Oh, sorry, luck. Oh, luck times 50. So 3, and his luck is a 5. So 5 times 50. Yeah, for each 5+ rolled. So 250. So 750. Joseph got. So that bank heist is pretty awesome. There you go. 750. And it ends the location, which is fine because that was all he was doing. Does need to see if there was a town event. 5, there's not. So there, for once, there's no town event. And there you go. Joseph ends up joining in with a group of outlaws and robbing the bank with them. Getting a pretty good haul. Better haul than he usually gets when he robs a bank by himself. Probably, I guess, with more people, it's a lot easier to control the bank managers and come out of the bank with more loot. I don't know, but 750 is pretty good. And there you have it. So there is the end of Joseph's stay in the Plague Town. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.